Hello, good morning. My name is Ravin from Bmma 2/1. I'm gonna explain about Flashpoint. Okay, let's see. I want to introduce about introduction of Flashpoint. Okay, according to ASTM, which first standardized the test is in 1924. The flashpoint is the lowest temperature at which an ignition sources cause the vapor of the specimen, example lubricant, to ignite under specified condition. The oil is said to have flash when a flame appears and instantaneously propagates itself over the entire surface. The oil flash because of flammable mixture result when it is heated sufficiently. So normally we heat the oil with the sufficiently, and the given number or the temperature given, so we managed to do according to the temperature. Then causing vapor to emerge and mix with oxygen in the air. The flash point temperature of an oil corresponds roughly to a vapor pressure of 3 to 5 mmHg. When a small flame ignition source, the flame is small, is applied to the oil surface, the vaporized mixture will burn momentarily and then extinguish if the critical temperature has been reached. Continue heating of the oil, typically 50 to 75 degree above the flash point temperature, will cause the fire point to be reached. As the name implies, the fire point is the temperature at which a sustained flame result longer than 4 seconds. So from this flash point, I already read the introduction. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ravin. Okay, my name, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hafis bin Samsudin. I'm from 3 BMMA 1 stroke 2. I will continue the presentation about justification of solution. Okay, the flash point is stated at a lowest temperature at which a liquid generates flammable vapor, which can be ignited in air by a flame above its surface. A flame is presented at the regular intervals to the liquid surface. If a flash occurs in the vessel, it indicates that the temperature of the test liquid has reached the flash point. The test vessel can be open or closed. Okay. Meanwhile, the fire point is the temperature at which combustion will be sustained. The flash and the fire points are usefully in determining the substance volatility and fire resistance. The flash point can be used to determine the transportation and storage temperature required for the substance. Okay. The flash point can also be used to detect the potential product contamination. Okay. The fire for engine oil is usually 20 to 30 degree Celsius higher than a flash point. A fire point happens when the ignite source is applied and the heat produced by itself sustaining as it as it supplies enough vapor to combine with air and burn even after the removal of the ignition source. Okay. In this experiment, the flash is the experiment in the closed system. Okay. They have two ways that we can determine the flash point. First, open up and close up. Okay. The objective of the experiment are first to determine the flash point of pure liquid components. Second, to determine the flash point of mixture liquid component. Okay. Based on the result that we get, it was understood that the kerosene has the lowest flash point and the diesel has the highest. When mixing these two fuels, it was shown that as the percentage of the kerosene decreased, the flash point temperature of the sample had an increase in value. This proved that the fact that the diesel has a higher flash point temperature than that of a kerosene. Fire point and flash point are important in classification of flammable liquid to prevent fire and explosion accident. Sorry. Thus, testing of flash point experiment is important when there is no data available. In the literature of mixture having different components. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum to our lecturer, Dr. Muhammad Taufik. I am Muhammad Fikrie bin Zulkifli. For this section, I will presenting about methodology in the study of flashpoint. In this lab experiment that we have done, we are using normal lab flashpoint close tester, which means it has close fitting lid that fitted to the top of the cup. In the beginning of the experiment, students have to preparing the equipment and material needed for the test, such as a digital thermometer, gas cylinder supply, spark starter, use and new lubricant oil, as preparing the specimen that will be tested. Of course, we need to use PPE equipment to ensure safety while running this test, as the machine is quite dangerous, playing with fire and gases. So heat thermal protection glove and eye protection are required before starting this lab session. First step is to fill up the cup with oil specimen that need to be tested until it reach the exact line inside the cup. Next is to test test cover are placed on the test cup with connection extension or flexible shaft to assembly the apparatus completely. Digital thermometer wire has been placed right into the temperature slot as to take reading right after starting the experiment. Okay. Second step is flashpoint Penske Martin close tester together with gas supply is need to be turned on. Before that, ensure the gas tube are not leaked as to continue the task and to be safe. Third step is flame has been lightened up using a spark starter and adjusted about 3.2 and 4.8 diameter using the adjuster to control gases height or low. The flame turned to blue as the best fire of the experiment. As going to a test, new lubricant is chosen first as the test specimen. The device should to set at point A as low RPM between 90 and 120 in speed. Still button will have to turn on until the temperature above 110 degrees Celsius. After that, turn off the stir and lead air gap is open with every 2 degrees Celsius to check if there has reached flash point yet. As temperature increasing until meeting to estimate flash point. The unlike steady flame is known as fire point. The data gain are recorded. This is test a new oil specimen. For use lubricant oil, we need to adjust back the RPM switch to point B as set a high RPM around 250 in speed. This used specimen is heated below 110 degrees Celsius. This lead air gap is open with every 1 degree Celsius to check if there has reached flash point yet. As temperature rising, the spark will blown up as reach to the flash point. This is how students gain the reading through this experiment. Last part is experiment place need to be cleaned up as doing 5S, and all test specimen that are through the test cannot be used back and have to throw for recycle. Due to our lecturer information, lubricant that has been tested cannot be used even it is a new lubricant, because the ability contained in lubricant is damaged and should be thrown away. Thank you.
My name is Atirah Zahra binti Nik Amapansuri. I am from 3 Bmma section 1/2. So I will explain you about the result and discussion of the flashpoint. The flashpoint is an important concept in fire investigation and fire protection, because it is the lowest temperature at which risk of fire exists with a given liquid. It is crucial in many circumstances to establish the presence of the some liquid and to know their flash point during the experiment process. Based on the result, we can observe that new lubricating oil is higher temperature, which is 200 degrees Celsius, then use lubricating oil at 138.4 degrees Celsius. This is because of that used lubricating oil already mixed with foreign substance and had many times through the process of changing the temperature. The flash point less than 23 degrees Celsius is dangerous and highly inflammable. The safe value is greater than 60 degrees Celsius. So for this lab, we use the open cup tester for volatile oil having the flash point more than 50 degrees Celsius. Flash point give the idea about the volatility of fuel and the explosion hazard. For the factor affecting the flash point is frequency at application of test frame, rate of heating, rate of steering, size of test, and time of opening the shutter. The another factor is pressure. The flash point temperature increase with increasing and decrease with decreasing pressure. So for the difference between open cup and closed cup, tester is covered in the closed cup test, which prevent any vapor from dissipating to the air. Open cup flash point, measuring a flash point using an open cup method is conducted in a vessel which is exposed to the air outside. The temperature of the substance is gradually raised and an ignition source is passed over the top until it reaches a point at which is with it flash and ignites. The flash point here will vary according to the distance between the substance and the ignition source. So that's all for the discussion. Thank you.
I am Muhammad Adib bin Hassan Fikrie from section 2/1. I'll explain about a conclusion of flashpoint lab. This experiment has been carried out to investigate the lowest temperature in the Celsius at which the flash appear caused by the ignition under specified condition in the lubricant oil by using the flashpoint pesky molten close tester. In this experiment, two conditions of lubricant are used to determine the lowest temperature, which is an used lubricant oil and a new lubricant oil. According to the theory, these two different conditions of the lubricant oil have two different lowest temperature of the ignition because of the certain condition that affect the lubricant oil. Based on this result, it is obviously two different values of the oil flash point were obtained. The flash point of the used lubricant oil is 138.5 Celsius, while the flash point of the new lubricant oil is 222 Celsius. There are certain costs that can change the flash point of the lubricant oil, hence give to different results. The flash point has endured the test of time in many applications of use oil. There are certain costs that can change the flash point of the lubricant oil, hence give to different results. The flash point has endured the test of time in many applications of use oil analysis. The flash point test remains the method of choice in detecting certain contaminants and non-conforming lubricant conditions. In other cases, the flash point serves as a dependable diagnostic tool or confirming test when a suspect condition has already been flagged. And like most everything in the world of oil analysis, success in using the flash point depends on the careful adherence to such things as sample handling and test protocol. Thank you.